Hello everybody, this is Paul. It's the 10th of May 2025 and I'm making this video on a little path, listening to the birds, just at the side of Rother Valley Country Park in Sheffield. I've been out today on my little scooter, my little chariot, and it's nearly 10 months since my stroke, and you may remember I made a series of videos from the hospital when I had the stroke, so this is a short video as a little update to let you know where I am at the moment. Well, recovery's been slow, dreadfully slow. There's been ups, there's been downs, there's been tears, there's been good times and bad times, but very slowly I'm becoming a lot more mobile. I can walk with a bit of difficulty with a stick and take a few very small hopping steps without a stick when I'm around the house, but I can't really walk without a stick when I'm out and about. I can stand for about 3 or 4 minutes, but then after that my legs get rather tired and I still suffer with fatigue, and I must admit I do work better after an afternoon's sleep. I've still got a little bit of numbness around here, around this side of my mouth when I'm tired, and that started being a sign soon after the stroke that I was getting tired. And I'm getting that tingling feeling now because I've been out for the last 6 hours in Rother Valley Country Park. I'm trying to get life back to as normal as possible. I'm not working because of the inability to get around, but I've got my trusty stick still, my spare leg, and it's helping me walk. I can walk a few paces with a stick, but with some difficulty. My sleep is still quite disturbed at night. I still have spasms in my left hand arm and left hand leg. I can't move my ankle. I've still got full feeling in my leg and in my left arm, but I have very little control over my left leg, and the hamstring's still not working, so I can't walk properly. Although when I am walking with a stick, and if I'm not too tired, I can walk with my toes pointing forward instead of at the 10 o'clock position as it was before, and where it tries to go to when I'm tired. As far as the arm's concerned, progress is painfully slow, and it's caused me quite a bit of distress really that it's not coming back as well as I would have liked. I can outstretch my arm very slowly but with great difficulty, but I'm not able to move it laterally and to the side. I can make a fist, but I can't really release it. But I have found if I trap my hand over in that fashion and then concentrate on the hand, let me see if I can do it. I can. It's not doing it. Sometimes I can extend the fingers a little bit. I managed 4 or 5 times this week, but it's hard. I'm keeping up the FES, electrical stimulation device, on my shoulder. I have had some shoulder pain when I've not worn the sling, with the arm pulling forward and dropping. I think they call it subluxation, I think they call it. Anyway, I call it a bloody pain in the ass, but there we go. So I wear the sling regular, but I do get a bit of relief if I have a couple of hours per day of electrical stimulation with a pad on the front and one at the back, and using a little FES device that I got off Amazon for about £8 or £9. It does send electrical pulses through the shoulder, and it tightens and releases the muscles, and that tends to give me some respite from the pain of the shoulder. I've shaved my arm. Sorry ladies at physio, but I do use a razor where you use scissors. to put the pads on, and I'm using that to extend the hand and looking at hand and trying to concentrate on the pulses to open it. I no longer have a mirror box that was collected by the physio. I'm having no therapeutic input whatsoever from doctors, stroke nurses, physio or anybody else. So my rehabilitation is entirely up to myself now. So I'm concentrating on trying to work that as much as possible. A banister was fitted this week on the left hand side of the staircase. There is one on the right hand side, but there wasn't one on the left. And this week, for the first time, I scared the hell out of my son. He was stood behind me, but I managed to get up the full flight of stairs in about 90 seconds, 2 minutes or thereabouts. I rest for 2 minutes at the top of the staircase on the landing, and then I came down using the banister with my right hand to steady myself and leading with my good leg, and then bringing my weaker leg forward. I want to flick it forward and then transfer weight on it and then go down a step at a time. And I did shed a tear. The fact it was the first time I've been up and down my stairs in 10 months. But that's good news. But it did bugger my right hand side hip on my good leg with transferring a lot of weight on there and then dropping down. So I think I'm going to have to only do a couple of steps at a time for the next 2 or 3 weeks and try and build some strength up and find a technique that doesn't stress the right hip so much, because I can't afford for that to go and me to be in a situation where I can't walk again. I'm still living alone. I have a carer who comes in daily. Her name's Linda. It's a lady who lives local. I've known her since I was a teenager, but we lost touch for a number of years, and she's very good. She reminds me to do things if I forget. She assists with cleaning, kitchen tasks. I do all my own personal hygiene, but for the last few weeks my son's been coming down 1 day a week for a couple of hours and just washing my back for me and giving me a hand. It's now the weather's getting warmer, I'm sweating a little bit more, and also from time to time, and especially through the night, I'm getting very stiff spasticity again in the left arm, and spasms radiating from the shoulder down the left arm and into the leg. And when I get the spasticity, the arm comes close to the body, and my armpit sweats quite a little bit on the left hand side. A very weird thing with this stroke is that the left hand side of my body tends to sweat a lot more, substantially more than normal, and some days I have a very wet face on my affected side, and my left hand armpit can also sweat quite a bit. So lots of cleaning, lots of washing, lots of underarm and roll-on and sprays, but I'm okay. Things are getting there. I'm getting out. I'm making a point of getting out once or twice every week on the scooter, whether I need to go out or not. I make a point of going out and make an excuse to go to the shops, the local shopping centre, or calling the butchers or Poundland or somewhere, just to get out and see some faces. And it makes all the difference in the world, getting out, seeing a few people. I feel better for a couple of days. I do get a little bit of depression. I get a bit teary from time to time, but I tend to try and get out to head that off before it becomes an issue. Hence today I've been in the park for 6 hours with the radio equipment, and I've been speaking to a few people around Europe, but the main thing is I've had people in the park coming up and asking what the hell I'm doing, and I've had some good conversations and chats and some friendly banter with people, and my mate, who lives quite close by, came down and we had a coffee and a flapjack as well. I know it's not brilliant for the diabetes, but sod it. I've got to be a good lad now for the next few days. Diet's pretty good, lots of fruit and veg. I've subscribed to a company called Oddbox, and for the last couple of weeks they've dropped me off 2 big boxes of vegetables, which I've been cooking and steaming and boiling and making things with and slow cooking with. I'm still doing all my own cooking, although I do have a few prepared meals in the freezer. I tend to batch cook. Oh, just let me get out of the way here because somebody's coming towards me on some push bikes. I'm just on a little country path, so here we go. Hello.
Right, cheers.
Yeah, it's a little ex-railway line that runs down the side of the park, but it's beautiful. I just thought it'd be nice and quiet and a chance to make a video down here. So I'm doing all my cooking, and the spare veg is going to be made into chutneys or made into meals and little pies. Throw some chicken in there, and I can freeze the meal, so if I'm having an off day I can pull a frozen meal out. But it's one I've made myself, so I know what's in it. Stick it in the microwave. So yeah, things are coming slowly, very, very slowly. The caravan near Lincoln that was delivered a few months ago is all set up and ready for me to go down. I'm going to have a couple of days down there shortly and see how that goes, see that I can manage down there without any assistance. On the mobility side of things, I applied to Motability for a disability vehicle, but that means giving up the hello there. It means giving up a fair proportion of my PIP, the mobility component, but I'm hoping to have an electric vehicle within the next few weeks, one with a hoist on the back, so I can lift this scooter up and put it in the back, so I can go out somewhere for the day, lift the scooter into the back of the vehicle or out of the vehicle and explore. For example, I can drive over to Scarborough or Skeggy or wherever, hoist the scooter out and then get around the town or the seafront, or try and be normal, try and live a normal life again. So the car's due at the dealership within the next few days. It's having some adaptations made to it, a control for the steering so I can steer with one hand, and a little button above the hand control so I can operate the indicators. It's an electric vehicle, so I'll be able to drive with just my right leg, my good leg, so accelerate and brake. It's a bit of like a noddy car or a little Dodgem car, just go and stop. So that's on there, and it's having a special seat fitted, so the seat will turn 90 degrees, so it'll turn outwards. Instead of facing the window, it'll turn out through the door and I can get on outside, and then it'll lift me up and turn and bring me in because of the difficulty with a bad leg. It's also having a automatic opening hatch on the back, so I can push a button on the remote control and it'll lift the back up, so that's good. And as I mentioned, it's an electric vehicle, so part of the process is I've had a electric vehicle charging point fitted at home as well. I'm going to be using Octopus to charge the vehicle up during the night. I think it works out at 7 pence per kilowatt of power, and a kilowatt should give me about 3 or 4 miles depending where I drive and how I drive. So I'm hoping to get to the caravan, which is about 35-40 miles, to get there and back for a very cheap price. the caravan's open, or the site's open for 11 months out of the year. So I'm hoping to get down there and spend some time down there. And I've got a few friends who might pop down as well, just to keep an eye on me. And then Linda, my carer, will work extra hours when I come back. And when I go, she'll help me pack and load, and she'll do some extra hours when I come back to make up for the hours that she's not doing while I'm away. So she'll still be putting the hours in to help me with preparing stuff and what have you. So at the caravan, I've had a little dishwasher fitted. That's been put in. Hi up.
Hey up, Paul, hang on.
Hey up, just be a minute. I had to disappear there for a few minutes. I just had a pal, one of my radioamateur friends, walk past me, Andy. So we stopped and had a chat. We've walked side by side for half a mile. I've just left the park now. I'm on my way home, but I was just saying, yeah, the caravan's all sorted, so I'll be going down there a little bit. And it's for 11 months out of the year, so I'm going to be spending a bit of time down there, 2 or 3 days every week. And trying to enjoy life as much as I can, and get out and go and take Mickey out of the anglers and see some old friends. So that'll be quite good. And I'm looking forward to getting away to the coast as well. I've missed going to Scarborough. I used to go there every 2 or 3 months, and I've not been there for nearly a year. Well, for a year now. So once I'm driving, okay, I'll be nipping over there and going out for the day, and nipping onto some hilltops with the radio, and keeping the hobbies alive. I've had to pack up the beekeeping that I used to do because I'm unable to stand at the side of the hives or even lift them with just one arm. So unfortunately that hobby's had to stop, as the fishing has also, because I can't fish with one hand. But I can sit behind other anglers and watch and enjoy it that way. So I'm finding other ways of enjoying life. So life goes on. Not necessarily the one I'd planned, but it goes on. Just hoping that I get a bit more recovery in this arm and leg and make life a little bit easier. But for anybody else who finds herself in this position, I'd say don't give in. I've nearly given in on a couple of times, but don't give in. Good days and bad days. And I keep thinking, when it's a bad day, it's like the tide, you know, the tide comes in, it might wash over you and you might feel shite, but on the good days the tide goes out again. And as long as you can hold your breath while the water's over your head, sure as eggs are eggs, the tide will go out again and you'll feel better. So don't let life beat you. Fight it, own it, sod this bloody stroke. Live your life, even if it's not the one you planned. Live the best one you can. Right, it's been lovely catching up. I don't know when I'll do the next update, but take care for now. And any messages, drop them in the message box below, and I will answer you if anyone's got any questions. It's a bit busy here with the cars. Right, I'm going to continue my journey home. Take care, guys. Bye bye.